There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So, shortcuts can be used. However, if it involves respawning, it won't be allowed. So we'll see how we get on. So like one of the main things about no major skips is, yeah, fun times. So like all these cuts are allowed. If I so desired, I could use them. .202? Mid 202, okay, that's not bad. I'd be interested in doing... What's it called? Be interested in doing... the UK. Because I've got to do the UK, and I'm not allowed to use like respawns or anything like that, so... Cuts are allowed, but can't use respawns. Nice. Yeah, you alright, Taki? Taki. You just, I take it you're just chilling. Not bad, 418, okay. Oh, I get wet weather, of course I do. Yeah, good, thanks. Too bad myself. I mean, would be better if I didn't get rain, but oh well. Hopefully I'll be able to get decent weather for Italy and UK, but we'll see. "2017 edition? Yeah, pretty much. OG edition, I think. Well, bar a few different other things. Right, so good luck, Zola. I'll try. I mean, I've already got a wet Finland, so I'm already off to a terrific start. I could just reset, but for the sake of a first run, it's just a first run to improve on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not looking forward to doing the ice section for friggin' phase 2. $740? Okay, cool. 657 despite a crap... Yeah, despite a crap grease. CMR2 Chaos mod. Believe me, I was thinking about... yeah, same thing. Like crowd control. Like the only thing I can think of would be invert controls. Yeah, invert controls, invert colours. Give the audience the chance to switch the gears up and down. Give them control over the car. A little bit. Maybe have hold handbrake for 5 seconds or something. Maybe auto... Like, auto reset, I don't know. %100 damage apart. Ice physics. I don't know about ice physics. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, maybe. Forced rainy / sunny weather. Yeah, definitely the weather change. That's for sure. I think what else it could be. What else? The hard one would be restart stage or something, I think. Hey, King. Yeah, like restart stage. Restart rally would be too harsh, I think. Shuffle the code. That's not a bad shout. Restart from last checkpoint. You probably couldn't do that. It probably would restart you. It probably would restart you from... What's it called? It probably would restart you from somewhere. I mean, restart stage would work. I don't know about restart from last checkpoint. I don't think the game could handle that. It could handle a restart from restart race or something, or restart the stage. Oh god, imagine you got stuck on friggin' Sweden stage 2 forever. Because you kept doing ice skip and then someone would just restart the stage. You'd be like, you mother... Friction and gravity? I don't know about gravity. I don't think that's a thing that you can modify. Maybe it is, I don't know. I mean, like Zola said before, ice physics. So basically all surfaces are now like ice. And you could have some fun gimmicks like make the co-driver sound like he's on helium like you would in the first game or something. Like I said, invert controls. One of them could be called like no brakes, and it just holds your brakes. Oh, it's gonna be so hard now because I've got to remember not to do the frigging respawn to get ahead on track. I'm not allowed to do this. What I can do though is I can do stuff like this. It does sound like we've got a chaos mod. Yeah, chaos mod potentially. Few ideas for it. I don't know. Anything else that we could add? I mean, I would say stuff like spawn tree. You know, just randomly spawn a tree in front of the player. Is the game's called Open It? I don't know. I mean... It might be, if someone can find it. Like, I don't know, maybe. Potentially. Have I submitted anything to GDQ? No. Probably never will. I hate GDQ, so no. Never will. Also, I can do this, right? Yeah, I can do that. Not a respawn, that's fine. Or an out of bounds, actually. It's fine. Ooh. It's like the day that I decide to submit to a GDQ will be the day that I have, I don't know, let my insanity get away with stuff. I don't know. No idea where I was going with that. I don't know. But yeah, I just wouldn't. Oh, crap, I can't do the cut. Yeah, I can't do that one. Can I? Everyone submits a GDQ every year, but I have a strong hatred for GDQ, and I have done for years, so I've just kind of said, everyone's got, have you submitted? I'm like, nope. Same as everything. Every stage of Sierra on wet tarmac physics. I doubt you could do this, but change the stages around for the rally, not for the championship. That would be just mental. That would be like the ultimate randomizer. Jesus, imagine. It's like we're doing Finland stage 1 and now we're doing Finland. Yeah, doing Finland stage 1 and now we're doing like Italy stage 3, and then we're going to Sweden stage 1, and then it's France stage 4. And then Australia stage 2, then Kenya stage 3, then UK super special stage. Oh, that would be mental. Pretty sure that would never happen, because I don't think the game is that moddable, sorry. You'd have to have the same setup for all of them. Maybe, yeah. I'd say so. I don't know. That would depend on the mod itself and, yeah, that sort of stuff. Infinite Driver, thank you for the follow. Nice. Would be fun though. Have the, yeah, have like a chaos mod and a not rainbow miser, randomizer mod. It's not GTA. Yeah, randomizer mod. Yeah. Well, we can dream, can't we? We can dream. The thing is, though, is the reason why there's not a lot of mods come out of it is because the community for the modding scene isn't as big as something like GTA. That's the simple reason. I think if the community was as big as GTA, which, let's be honest, it's never gonna be, but if the community was ever that big, then obviously they would probably be able to mod stuff in, and there'd be massive mods for the game, I'm pretty sure. Is this skybox always glitched? It is for me, but the reason why it's glitched is because there's a... Well, I don't think it glitches in the super special stage. But basically the D-draw file, direct draw file on my copy is completely busted. I don't know, that I don't think that person would ever come to this because, I mean, flat out's like carnage anyway. True, that's true. On 19, oh, 1918, okay. Nice. Could always dream, yeah. I mean, I'd like to say that the mod is doable, and we could probably mod a load of effects in, but I don't know. You know, maybe it is possible, but So, nice, I hit the inside of the corner. That's lost me a fair bit of time. Yeah. Can always dream, but that's the dream, to get a randomizer mod or a chaos mod or something. But until that happens, the closest we've got is the out of bounds stuff and, yeah, the broken challenge mode on PS1. Which is actually hilarious still. I still think it's funny. Like, PC it got patched, but on the PS1 it didn't. Or it just was never a thing in the PC version, yet in PS1 it was. Also, I'm going to do this run, and then we're going to do the cockpit view afterwards. Oh, damn. I wanted it to be 216, though. Never mind. Would have been nice to get a 216. Also, I did a right clear out today. I was like, I need to clear out a load of PC games, so I've got a load that I'm clearing out. Some right weird stuff I'm throwing out. Well, not weird, just games that I've got on Steam and I'm like, I don't really, or can easily get hold of via other means, so I don't need them on disc anymore. Like, there's a few games I've still got on disc, but majority of them I don't have anymore. Yeah, I've got, well, none of my CMR games have gone. So I've got like CMR 1 to 2005, I've got physical copies of them. Actually, I have 2 copies of CMR 1 on PC. Got the sold out software one. Sold out software version. And then the one that's behind me. If you can see it in the camera, I don't know. Could be behind me. Nice, sub 150, let's go. Gold, yeah, sure. Up to 220 in the sea, aren't nice. Gold. So some of the games I'm throwing out include, but are not limited to, Sonic Heroes, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider 3 to be exact. Lotus Challenge. I actually have a copy of CMR 2 I'm throwing out. Because I've got 2 copies. My old copy is the one I'm throwing out, which is a bit scratched. Not too bad, but it doesn't install on that disc anymore for some reason. What else have I got? Probably a loud noise. Probably the plane coming overhead. Windows wide open. No? Guess not. Guess the sound cancellation is good enough. What else? Tucker Race Driver 2, Rayman 2. Although, I don't think anyone knew I had that. What else? Monsters Inc. Scare Island. Sail Simulator 4. Because why the hell not? There was other games out there as well. I forget what else is in that list. There's other stuff in there as well. Comic. Orion? Hello. So nice tarmac physics. The car just did not want to grip. Sure. Probably lose half a second there. Oh no. No, 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 no. Come on, car. Stay on track. Karmic? Okay, I can say Karmic. I was actually going to say Karma originally. But yeah, Karmic. Yes, hello, welcome. Apologies if you've been here in the past and I've not said anything to you, I do apologise. What else have I got? Oh, Project Cars, limited edition I'm throwing away. Well, selling. Getting rid of that. Although I don't know how I'm going to sell it, because I think I have it on Steam, but I have a physical disc. It's weird. No idea how it works. I was here a while back? Okay. Can you remember what game I was playing? Was it this? Either way, I apologise. There's quite a fair few followers of this channel, so I do apologise if people like dip in and out. Yeah, Project Cars Limited Edition. I picked it up on release back in 2015, back when my PC was only just about good enough to handle 720p, I think. And that was on, like, I think that was on my standard graphics card I had. Then got a GTX 970, it could run it a lot better. And then I've upgraded it since, so it's now running, I think I've got it listed as RTX 2060 Ti? Not sure. UKSG Treasure Planet, okay. Said because you ended like a stream minute like, oh, that's my bad. Well, there's plenty more, I've got plenty more time now. You got plenty more. I think back then it was like 60 seconds and you got that were it. So yeah, apologies. That'll be why I don't remember them. If we had a fair bit of a conversation about one thing for a while, then I'll probably remember, but if not. But my memory sometimes fades. I mean, we all get memory fade. Brain fade, I think is the word. Whoop. Nice, another gold. Ah, right, okay. Never been able to catch you because I can never work out what your account was or when you streamed. Got you, got you. Yeah. I think between when I did that UKSG run, yeah, when I did that run on, well, for UKSG, I think at the time I was still known as the BPG-13. But then obviously since then it's like I've changed my name to Viper Aces, and I plan on keeping that until either I get banned or something else. I did see it live. Oh, I didn't see it live. I actually found it on YouTube. Ah, okay. Yeah, Treasure Planet's a fun game. I've been meaning to go back to Treasure Planet. Not to do the any percent, but to have a crack at the 100% and all tokens, and I'm pretty sure it's Hondo anyway, but no, it's not far off, is it? All tokens and Hondo, and the PS2 version as well, because I do own a copy of the PS2 version. The problem with the PS2 version is the physics are just jank compared to PS1. Like, the character handle's way weirder. And plus, I've never actually beaten the PS2 version. Apparently, it's a lot longer of a game, so... Yeah, that's on me to-do list at some point, but I don't know when that'll be. I'm not going to put a date on that or anything, because there's a lot of games I need to get through at the moment. Like, even though I'm playing CMR2, I've got plans to get through Dirt 3, and then dive into the monstrosity, or at least have a crack at the monstrosity that is Dirt Showdown. And then, yeah, have a crack at the game that is Dirt Showdown, and then categories in Dirt 4, and then play through Dirt 5 and potentially run that. But just play it. That's it. That's all I want to do. Just play it at the moment. And I obviously got to finish off my Dying Light playthrough that I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, it's mine too. I don't get me wrong, like, I like the early Disney films. But yeah, Treasure Planet for me definitely has it. I think, to be fair, just the 90s was fantastic for Disney Pixar films. Like, what did we have? We had friggin' A Bug's Life, we had... There we go. You know, we had, you know, Bug's Life, we had Toy Story 1 and 2, there was, you know, Lion King, although I've never watched that. Hercules. What else? Mulan. Little Mermaid. Some great films. Yeah, it's true. There's never like a full-on villain. Like, the villain in that is actually greed. That's the villain, I guess. Would you say that's probably a good actual, like, there's no villain because the villain is greed. So I guess, yeah, it's very true. Also, yeah, Bug's Life. I was gonna say Chicken Run, but then that's Aardman, the guys that made Wallace and Gromit and Flushed Away and stuff like that. Speaking of Chicken Run, they've announced the sequel today. Finally put the trailer up. Well, they didn't announce the sequel. They put the trailer up for the sequel, which a lot of people are a bit upset about because they're like, no, they've replaced it. They replaced Ginger, and I was like, she doesn't sound too bad. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, I heard, like, the original voice actor still had the same voice as she did back with the original. So a lot of people are in uproar, like, you can't replace someone. It's like, well, you never know, you might actually like her. You'll always say, well, she's never like the original Ginger. But at least for the sake of things, she can get as close as she can to it. That's what I will say. Yeah. Never seen Chicken Run? Chicken Run's great. That's a good film. Yeah, Chicken Run's great. Also, yeah, these cuts are allowed. Because there's no respawns going on. I can cut though, so it's fine. Also, it does mean the stage 4 cuts are allowed, bar the out of bounds bit. So that's the bit I can't do. I'm not allowed to reverse and come out the stage. I can't do that. Because it does say it's no clipping outside the barriers. So I got a nice sunny Sweden, so let's go. Also, other cuts are allowed, so I can do another cut. But you're right, though, yeah, Treasure Planet was unique. It's also one of them films, which I think you'll agree with, Karmic, is it was a underrated film that Disney made. It got so badly criticised because it came out in 2002. I think by that point, animation had really stepped up its game anyway. Personally, for me, I think it's really well done. Like, I think in terms of animation, for 2002, it's pretty good. And in my opinion, matches... This is going to be a bold statement, and probably a very tasteless one, but I think it matches the Disney Pixar films that were out in the late 90s. In my opinion. So, yeah, make of that what you will. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand. There are always... No, come on, game. Let me through. Oh, that was a load of bull crap. That's just lost me a load of time. See that tree? Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed Treasure Planet. I remember watching it in the cinema and thinking, wow, this film's fantastic. Like, I don't mean on the floor crying with how good it was. But, yeah, no, it was good. It was good stuff. So, Jesus, 122. That's terrible. Stage 3. That should have been a 118 at least. There's so much friggin' time on that stage, man. Yeah, what else? Yeah, the game was just as good. Although, I mean, for a PS1 game, it's a PS1 game, so the graphics aren't the best. The faces are very pixelated compared to modern day standards. I think it's no different than the Chicken Run game or the Toy Story game or Stuart Little 2 game that came out on the PS1. I think that's its own flavour. The thing that they made the mistake with was they made it for the PS1 and then did a PS2 release. I think either the same year or the following year. I can't remember. But yeah, the film came out in 2002 and I think the game released on the PS1 and maybe the PS2. You'd have to double check that. I would have thought they'd just release the game on the same day, because that's what games used to do. So, it released in 2002. But everyone obviously went for the more modern game. They went for the PS2 one, because the PS2 was the newer console. But I think, had you bought the PS1 version and played that instead of the PS2 version, you would see how much better the PS1 version is in terms of handling, like character handling. Like, that's no joke. It's really ridiculous. It's stupid and crazy to say. Like, it genuinely is. I may have forgotten about that. But yeah, the PS1 version was better than the PS2 version. Changed my mind on that one. I guarantee you won't. Nice. Ooh. Sweden Super Special Stage, let's go. But yeah, I'm just intrigued just to hear what people think of these films, to be honest. That generation's always going to be, you know, that generation will always be its own generation. Like, it just will. There's no denying that. You know, let's not beat around the bush. It's always going to be its own generation. Like, the games will always be their own generation. Also... Come on, car. Nice. Hi, new here. Hi, Menzie. How are you? Also, welcome in. There's a Colin McRae got into helicast? Nice. Yeah, because of Colin McRae, I'll be honest, same reason. Exactly the, I'm toasted because of the heat. Yeah, me too. Definitely me as well. I take it you're from the UK as well. If you're saying that, we've had quite a bit of a heat wave. Apparently it's something to do for the Indian summer or something. I really don't know. Pretty bad. Because of Gran Turismo, I got into Yaris's. Do you know what? Truth be told, you're from Manchester? Yeah, same. East Manchester to be exact. Like on the outskirts, somewhere. I won't dox myself, but yeah, I'm East Manchester, so. Nice. Yeah, I got into Colin McRae. I got into the rally. Well, how do I put this? So, the first games I ever played on my PlayStation were Colin McRae Rally 1 and 2, along with Driver. And because of Colin McRae Rally, or yeah, Colin McRae Rally 1 and 2, yeah, that was like the only games I remember, to be honest. But yeah, it was one of them, and I just got into it because I got hooked to the rallying thing. The thing is, I've never really watched real life rallying myself. I wanted to go and watch the Welsh rally a couple of years ago when they were still running it, but obviously then it got cancelled, and then there was no money in it, so it was like, yeah. Yeah, it was one of them. Fun times, that's for sure. Nice. Just outskirts of Manchester as well. 20 minutes away by tram. How far am I out? I'm about half an hour out. Yeah. The thing is, I love watching the original I say the original. I love watching season reviews of past WRC seasons. Like, more specifically, I've got the... So, for context, I have the entire 90s... Yeah, the entire 90s box set for the World Rally Championship season reviews. I've got the 2001 and 2003 reviews, and I've watched... Well, I watched both of them. I think I've watched two... I'm still trying to get through 2000, but there was 2001 I've seen, 02, 03 definitely I've seen a good few times. I think 04, 5 and 6 I've watched as well. Through like YouTube videos and stuff. I don't think I've seen anything higher than 06, maybe 07 actually. Yeah, I didn't really watch like the later seasons. So... But yeah, I've not really watched all the 90s reviews either. That's for sure. But, like, same as you, I got into rally games through Colin McRae Rally. And he's been my idol, he still is my idol. He's also the reason why I have a Subaru Impreza myself. Like, I do actually own one in real life. It's the 2006 Hawkeye model. WRX, not the STI, just the standard WRX. Hey Horizon. It has the STI wing on it and noisy exhaust on it as well. So it makes the Boxer rumble, which is the what you known as the Scooby sound, or the Subaru sound. It's called the Boxer rumble. Nice. Time model with the name is your reg plate, nice. Yeah, I don't have one of them unfortunately. I did have a keyring with my reg on it, but since then the letters and numbers have fell off it, so it's literally like 2 letters now that's left on it. Which is a bit crap, to be honest. Shows you how badly it was made, or how badly the bits were glued on. The bits have just fallen off in like the last... I think my dad got it me for Christmas last year. Yeah, my dad got it me for Christmas last year, and... Yeah, that's kind of it, yeah. So, yeah. Luckily, my real-life reg plate hasn't fallen off. I think my dad got it from some... I don't know what it was called, but it was like, you know, cheap shop sort of thing. Giving you for, you know, for a couple of quid. There you go. Also, sorry, King, I missed your message. Ooh. Watching rallying in real life can be frustrating. Sometimes it's just standing around in the wet forest if there's stoppage/lateness. Well, the thing is, if I was to go to a rally in the world, if I wanted to go and watch a rally, the one that I've been told to go and watch more than any other is Rally Sweden. Like, I could probably do the Tour de Corse, if that's still running, or San Marino. They're apparently just as good to watch. But Sweden's apparently great because the rallying's great, but also between stages there's like friggin' what's it called? There's like axe throwing and all sorts going on. So yeah, don't mind going. So what kind of skips are in this game? You don't imagine this kind of racing game to have skips. So I would show you. Like for the most part, you'll see us do little cuts here and there. Like this, for example. Like that. You can do cuts like that. They count in this category. But the no major skips are... How do I put it? So, the main skips that we have are in some of the stages. So in the first stage in the game, there's a respawn trick that you can use, where if you flip your car in a certain place, you'll respawn on the other side of the forest and about 10 seconds ahead on the road. But you have to get your angle right. You have to flip the car over, so you have to crash the car into a tree. And yeah, if you get it successfully, it saves about 10 to 12 seconds, I think. Then there's a there's a massive sequence break in Greece. So in the first stage in Greece, we can go up the hillside and through a barrier that doesn't exist and drive outside of the map, and through some interesting driving, we can jump a respawn barrier to stop us from being respawned, and we can basically drive really close to the end of the end of the stage, and it basically shaves like a full minute and 10 seconds, I think, off the stage. France doesn't have any. Sweden has something called ice skip, which is where we flip the car like 2 or 3 times and it respawns us further and further up the stage when we do them, and saves about 30 seconds, I'd say, maybe a bit more. Australia doesn't have too much, as you'll notice it's just like minor cuts here and there. Kenya is also the same. Italy is Tarmac Hell, as I call it, or Rally of 1,000 Corners, I think is its proper name. That has a out of bounds that we can do on stage 2, where it involves, as soon as the stage starts, you drive forward, but instead of turning right, you just turn the car around and climb up the hill. And you're able to drive outside of the track, behind the start-finish line, and if you drive a certain place, this is on stage 2 by the way, if you drive down a certain ravine and drive into the void to respawn your car, you respawn further up the track, and it saves, I think, 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds altogether. There's a few cuts that we can do in stages 3 and 4 that save a good chunk of time, but the biggest one by a long shot is in the UK. There is a... Yeah, in the UK, there are some majorly big cuts. In particular, Stage 4, where we literally drive around a respawn trigger. And the stage that would normally take about 2 minutes takes less than 60 seconds. If you're fast enough. Which is ridiculous. And if you think that's quick, then one thing I've got to say is, I got news for you. Also, I don't know why the car decided to do that. Yeah, I'll show it afterwards. If you want to stick around. It's not a great start to Kenya, but we'll digress. We'll digress. So yeah, what else? Yeah, I think there's probably there's a bit more as well. Also, thank you, Minzy, for the follow. Yeah, hopefully you like the follow notification. I always wonder what to have it as, and I was just like, you know what, the original theme from Colin McRae Rally 1, and the picture of Colin's car doing a jump. Yeah, it's good stuff. What else? What else is there? Oh, speaking of Colin McRae Rally 1, we can probably talk about that whilst I'm doing this run today. So, for those that don't know, you probably heard of something called the Internet Archive. For those that don't know about it, go and have a look on it. It is a brilliant website. It is essentially the internet's version of the library. It's brilliant. There's a lot of books on there, text documents that have been scanned in, there's software on there, and all sorts. And one of the things that recently popped up on it, thanks to, I forget the person's name, but they are in the Discord somewhere, recently found there was a repack of the original Colin McRae Rally 1 on PC. Now, bear in mind, up until this point, me and maybe one other have managed to get the game working relatively smoothly. So the website is called Internet Archive, or The Internet Archive, I think. But yeah, if you just type it in, you should be able to find it. Just type it in on Google, The Internet Archive, and it should be there. Yeah. So it's in ISO format. So what you're looking at downloading is you need to. Well, actually, if you're into speedrunning, you'll be able to find it easily. But if not, for the casual audience, here's what you need to do. So you go onto Internet Archive and look up Colin McRae Rally Repack. I think it is. It's like Repack V2. Hey, Duck. And you download the zip file for it. Just the zip file, nothing else. Just the zip file. And it has a setup file inside. Now, to get this to work properly, here's what you need to do. You need to download the ISO file for Colin McRae Rally 1, which you can find on My Abandonware. And you can use something called Virtual Clone Drive if you want to make sure it's... Oh, wow. Car, come on, up. What the hell was that? Oh, I have lost Kenya. I have so lost Kenya. Jesus Christ. Can't concentrate. Let me think. So no, you don't need a no CD patch. No. So you download the zip file from Internet Archive, the Repack V2. You can find it in the Speedrunning Discord. Or there's a link to it on the speedrun.com page as well. I left it under the... I think it's like saves or tools or whatever. So then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have the Colin McRae Rally 1 ISO downloaded from My Abandonware. Make sure you have it mounted. And then run the setup file that you can find in the exe. All you need to do is let it install everything by default. And installed to its own location. And then once you've done with that, you just need to... Again, what is this today? It's just throwing my car off. Game's stupid, man. I can't think on the fly at the moment. Right, mount the ISO, then run the exe file. Let it install to wherever it says to install. Once you've done that, you then need to... Yeah, once that's then done, you then need to go into DG Voodoo, and you need to set the settings correctly. The settings can be found on the speedrun.com page for the game, for the guide. This is where everything is as well. I don't know if someone wants to link that here. If someone could find it on speedrun.com and post it here, so people that don't use the website can access it, would be very much appreciated. And then all you need to do is once you've got all them settings enabled, read the guides and see the settings for it. Once you've got everything set up, run the game, and voila, the game works. And it's been causing, for those that are unsure about how significant this is for the community, to put a long story short, the game has been broken for years, and no one has really done runs of Colin McRae Rally 1 on PC because it's been so broken. And I've always said to people to run it on PS1 via emulation or console, because it's easier to get hold of and to run. So now that that's now working, and we have tested it, we did a test with a friend of mine last night, and there's other people that have also used the same settings I use, and all they have to do now is just literally assign the controls and the sounds, and there you go. And also, the game runs in windowed mode as well, which makes it easier for when it's changing screens. If you're in full screen, it has to exit one menu and enter another window to bring up the menu. Whereas in the window, it changes it all within the window, so you won't need to like mess about with anything, which is pretty cool. Also, relatively bad. I'd say bad. Yeah, bad. Definitely bad. Here we go. We actually get to do Kenya Super Special Stage. Yeah, no worries, no problem. But yeah, it makes things, as I was saying, it makes things a lot easier for everything. It just helps so much. I need to remember what the guy's called that's in the Discord, but the guy who posted it is an absolute chad. Or I'll just say lad, should I say. To give him his proper term. He's a legend, so yeah. If he didn't post that, we would probably still be stuck in hell. And also, anyone that's looking into running it can now run it. And also, Blitz, who I think is looking into doing the McRae Pentology run, can now do it. Because, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, that kind of worked out. Yes, it did. Nice. Yeah, they really are. It depends on the game, though. This is the thing. Like, in my opinion, these ones definitely do. Like, Colin McRae rally games are definitely the easiest to get into. Need for Speed is a bit of a different kettle of fish because, in my opinion, Need for Speed is a case of there is like depends on the game. Need for Speed started as a racing franchise, then they introduced police into games and it got harder. So you then have to account for that. That's the thing with like Need for Speed. Like, you think something like a kid's game like Cars would be easy to get into running, but it really isn't because there's... Okay, it kind of is, but that's also another thing. Like, there's like a two-wheel trick that they use and respawn in the car as soon as, and yeah, it's one of them. Yeah. That's the thing, yeah. Like, the AI is pushing you straight from the get-go. I feel like that may be why people skip out on racing games. Which is why, for those that don't know, or are not in the loop with this, so myself and a team of people, it was only like 2 or 3 people, and it's now like 7 or 8, run an event every year called McRaeathon. And McRaeathon is originally, that came about because someone said basically, I wanted to run, they wanted to run a game, they wanted to run like one of the Colin McRae rally games. And it was like, wouldn't it be cool if we could run like all of the Colin McRae rally games? And I was like, What do you mean? It's like the first to 2005. Also, I got rain. And I was like, oh, sounds like a good idea. Yeah, it's a couple of hours. Sure, we'll give it a shot. So myself, Joseph, who's the other co-owner, and this guy called Deathmaster D, who I'll give full credit for, came up with this idea, and he's like, we'll call it like McRae-a-thon or something. I was like, yeah, sure. So McRae-a-thon originally was just a relay race. I was like, McRae-a-thon. Could probably turn that into an actual marathon the next time. So the first iteration of it was a relay race. So when McRae-a-thon 2 came around, it was literally a case of an actual event for people to participate in. So we opened it up to just the Colin McRae rally community. Since then, it has opened up to car and track racing, and we want it to focus directly on like proper racing, we'll call it, for the most part. So stuff like Sonic R, we're not allowing in. Same with like Mario Kart. Because even though they are technically racing games, they're not real racing games. So we decided not to include them for that reason. And then yeah, like I said, we opened it a little bit more each year, and we've run it every year for the last couple of years. And honestly, we're now like raising money for charity, and we've now got a fair bit of interest. We've had some interesting and wacky runs. And yeah, it is quite fun. We put it on once a year, and it is mainly for the racing community, primarily. And the main reason for that is because the racing community doesn't really have a marathon anymore. They don't have any marathons left. Like, there was, a few years ago, there was a marathon called A Race Against Time, which ran for 2, maybe 3 years, I think. Which was one of my first ever marathons, and yeah, they ran that event for a couple of years, and then just 1 year we never heard anything, and then that year turned into like several years, and we never heard anything regarding it. Then there was a marathon called Makeshift, which was literally just made up, and I was on the crew member side for it, and yeah, I didn't participate in it, but was like, sure, I guess, you know. And that ran for one event, and then when my turn was up for the event, it never happened again. We never heard anything more. Yeah, it was a few. There's been like a fair few events. So then what had happened was the only one that was really left was Need for Speedathon, or Need for Speedruns, I think it was called. And I participated in that once or twice, I think. And yeah, it was a decent event, and then Need for Speed just turned into a weird community and a bit toxic. So a lot of people kind of dropped out of that. Some people never participated in it again because there was that much controversy going on. And yeah, it just fell apart. Let's just put it that way. And they haven't run an event, I don't think, for at least a year or two, to my knowledge. I can't remember the last time they ran it. So McRae-a-thon has essentially became on its own. We have essentially become the leading racing marathon, which I take great pleasure in, because there isn't any competition left and everyone's killed themselves off, and I feel like I'm the only one left, as in our marathon is the only one left that's running. However, in light of recent news, Ridge Racer, the guys in the Ridge Racer Discord, have got their own marathon this year. They have announced that they're doing a marathon this year for the series, because the series turns 30 years old this year, believe it or not. So because it turns 30, they're doing their special event, which I'm looking forward to. And yeah, McRaeathon runs next year, I think. And yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say with that one as well. Like, we are the last one standing. From memory as well. So the Ridge Racer event is in early December, I believe. I think it's the 2nd to the 3rd of December. Racing game, Hunger Games. Turns out it's an elimination race, yeah. Like, the thing is that these other events just haven't come back. Like, they just haven't. A Race Against Time just disappeared without a trace because the team that was behind it, I'm guessing, just didn't have the time anymore to put into the event and to run it. Makeshift was a disaster from the get-go, if I'm being honest. And like I said, the Need for Speedrun's marathon thing, that's just not really run anymore. Don't know why, because the community is pretty bloody active, but yeah. And then Ridge Racer was like, their community was like, we're looking at potentially, I think it was Dutchy who was saying, yeah, we're looking at potentially, nothing set in stone yet, we're potentially looking into doing a marathon of our own just for the Ridge Racer franchise, and was wondering if you wanted to be in it. So I was like, yeah, count me in. So they've opened it up for Ridge Racer games and things like that. Another series, now this isn't racing, but another series that's opened up its own sort of event is the House of the Dead franchise. They ran something called the Week of the Dead, where it was ran more like an online community event than an actual marathon, which is what they were going for. But I think they may be potentially... They're looking at running a second one soon. And I think it's more of a community event, to be honest. You know, around once a month or once every couple of months. So yeah, that's a horror franchise, but that's another franchise that's also got a bit of a weird community. Not like toxic, it's just been a bit active, and then it's not active, and then it's active again, and yeah. Them games are fun too. Also, apologies I've gone dark, I just need to, I'll have to restart, not restart, I'll have to, get cold, sort my stuff out. Nice. Cool. There we go. Raining. What a freaking surprise. Right now I could take some rain. Bravo, Papa Golf going down. Nice. Yeah, so these sort of cuts as well. Yeah, it's the thing is that the communities behind the events, some want to run the event and some don't, and that is completely up to the community. Most of the communities that I know, most of the marathons that I enter are genuine marathons, so they're like, you know, they're I think I'd say about 85% of marathons, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, don't really have a genre or specific thing that they're looking for. They are literally just a case of... Yeah, they are literally just a case of bits and pieces, let's just say that. Like, they will accept genuine games, well, genuine games. Like, they are genuine marathons where they'll accept, as long as it's not against Twitch's terms of service, they'll accept it. So that's where I have my, like, my way in, so to speak. I messed that up twice in a row. I need to stop going for that frigging cut because it screws me. And I've wrecked the engine, which is just marvellous. Yeah, next time I do this, I'm definitely going to avoid that cut. Saves time, but it's a pain in the ass. Oh, come on! It just went dry. Oh, that's dry and goes wet again. Oh, this game hates me. Also, speaking of Manchester, there is a tune from Manchester. Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve. Ooh. What a tune. So that is quite a big piece of text. What's it called? Eggathon, I specifically stayed away from genre, which is very loose themes as a gimmick. Yeah, that's true. I mean, originally, Duck, I was like, I don't run anything with an egg. That's why I was like, oh, Speedy Egbert, that's an egg, right? It's in the friggin' name. And I was like, oh, I can't even finish this game normally, so I don't think doing a run of it would be clever. Also, give me 1 second. So, what's it? I'll try and read that, if I can. Oh, right, okay. Car's not liking this. I'm not feeling the wet weather tires right now. Because I don't friggin' have any. Mirror's Catalyst has a super small community, so we just have the same people over and over. Winning over and over. Tetris Effect mostly is a multiplayer community, and Super Mario would definitely does have all the stuff. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing is, with the communities with how they are can vary. They can depend on each other. Like, I know that the Sonic community has its own little event. It has its own little marathon. The Mario community, I think, does as well. The Legend of Zelda community has, like, randomizer tournaments. Same with Pokemon. They have a lot of tournaments, I think. Whereas, like, with the racing community, there's just nothing. Like, you look and it's like, where is it? There's nothing there. Which, if I'm being honest, is a bit of a shame, because there are plenty of communities out there that can run events, and they just don't run events, and it just annoys me. Like, any chance... The thing is, though, is that I've got tired and bored of being the one person. Now, I'll be honest, right? This might sound a bit big-headed, and I apologise if it does. But in terms of the events that I submit to, which are like genuine events, by the way, that allow anything, I get kind of sick and tired of submitting runs, racing game runs to be more exact, over and over. Because even though it's a new event, and it's a new community that hasn't seen it, for me it annoys me, because there are certain things that I could say, oh, well, there's this, and oh, there's that. You know, like, oh, it's got this game, and it's that game. It's just... It feels like... I mean, I'll be honest, like I said, it might sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet here, but I feel like I'm the one that always submits racing game speedruns to events, and to try and show it off to as many different people and different communities as I can. And then when I don't submit anything, there isn't any. And I'm not talking like Mario Kart or anything like that, because them games just get in for fun. And I'm like, I'm more interested in seeing stuff like this get in, or you know, like to see games like this and that sort of thing, you know, or like the Dirt franchise or Driver or something like that, you know, to see them games get in, but they don't. They just don't. You don't see them very often, and it sucks. It really grinds me gears. Nice. There we go. Thing is, the reason why I mention about these games as well, this is the other thing, is because I've ran... I think there's only a few games I haven't run. Yeah, there's only a few games that I haven't run. Like, for example, I've done... For marathons, I've done Driver 1 quite a few times. I've done Driver 2, I think, 2 or 3 occasions where I've actually done it, not co-commentated. I've not done Driver 3. I've done Driver Parallel Lines for, I think, 1 or 2 marathons. I've done Driver 76 for a few marathons. I haven't done San Francisco for any marathons. What else? I've also done... Let me think. What other games have I done? I've done... That's interesting. I've never flipped over there. So this is looking like a close 125, maybe? Given how long it takes. I think I've showed off CMR 1 and 2 at... I don't know how many marathons I've submitted to. Quite a lot. I think I've never done CMR 3 for a marathon because it's too RNG on points. And then there's CMR 04. I've done 2 races on it, I think. And I've submitted Colin McRae Rally 2005. This is the PC release. I think I've submitted that for 2 or 3 events. And also done Colin McRae Rally. I've done, I think, all the handhelds. I've done CMR 1 on Game Boy Color. I've done CMR 2 on GBA. I've done 2005 on N-Gage. I think I did the PSP release of 2005. Could be wrong. What else? I've done a few others as well. Trying to think what else I've done. Yes! 124.39. Nice. And then we get to see a broken cutscene. Nice. GG. Nice. Would I ever run that Beetle Racing game on N64? I would, yeah, but they don't allow emulation. So that's my main issue with it. So far behind 8 minutes, Jesus.